Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Cafe Disco.
Hi.
On today's list, we have festivals, and my first guest here is Nerina, the CEO of Carlone Festival. Hi, Nerina.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Are you ready for this episode?
As ready as one can be, yes.
To be the first guest of Cafe Disco.
Probably the best ever.
So we will stop at one. Just one guest. Perfect. So, Nate, I have a full list of questions, just not to put you on the spot, but you cannot watch them.
Okay.
They're private.
God.
But we're gonna start easy today. We're gonna start by describing what is Carlone, where it was born, and how it developed during the last few years.
Right. So Carlone, it's an art and sound festival that we do in Marche near Macerata. It's taken place for now the first week of July every year. So it just happened actually. And it all started 3 years ago. It was a very cold winter in Florence. And my friend Carlo and I, we were in Piazza della Pastola in Florence.
For our English friends,
Pussy Square.
Pussy Square.
And we were about to go see The Boy and the Heron that just came out, I still remember. And because we're sort of partners in crime at parties, we're born a month apart, we said, why don't we throw a birthday party together this year? And I remember a friend of mine from Paris, he was finishing his film and was wondering where he was going to screen it. So I told him, I think we should, put a cinema and screen our friends' films, because so many of our friends work in film or produce films. Then Carlo said, yeah, absolutely. Why
We should
don't
slip in our CVs
Yeah.
to your friends.
You should. Actually, this year, the film festival sent rejection letters to some that applied, which is insane. It was literally formulated as a, university rejection letter. Some grown from the first year, definitely.
I expect you were the tough judge.
No,
the bad
actually,
cop.
yeah, I wasn't. I feel too bad to say no to people, but our cinematographer, Nicola, was brilliant. He had the tough love.
So next year, 25,000 new projects because Nate will be in charge of the selection process.
Yeah, exactly.
So Pussy Square and
Pussy Square. And so Carlo then said, yeah, we should also then add our friends' paintings for our friends who make art. And then we thought, then a day is not enough. Let's do it over the span of a weekend. And so that's how it started initially.
Okay.
And the first year it was, it was free and it was more of a party and it was an experiment. And it was a successful one that then turned into something else.
Okay, so how would you describe the aim and the general concept that the Carlone has acquired after this first year?
Well, after the first year, I think the response from our friends and the people who came was so enthusiastic that we knew it wasn't going to finish there, and we knew also that we couldn't keep investing all that money
For
in it.
free.
So everyone was saying, you have to do it again, and you should have people pay for this, because it's not, it's not just a birthday party anymore, and there's so many things that are going on. So throughout the next year, so many people joined the organization process, started wanting to really give a hand in all the different departments. And so some of our friends that work in music started taking care of the music department and finding different artists who would come and perform, and then our friends who work in cinema then started helping us with that aspect. And yeah, it started just growing so much already from the second year. And the change from the first year to the second year was drastic entirely. The second year we had started, giving out tickets and selling tickets. And, it was a 30 euro ticket, but for a 3-day art festival.
Yeah.
And so people were really eager to come. And yeah.
But were you expecting that kind of fast expansion from being a super gigantic party for your birthday to becoming actually a festival? That says pretty much about your personality to throw that kind of a birthday.
No, but
fest.
actually, I really it started as that. And actually, we weren't even meant to do it on the weekend of my birthday. We were meant to do it the weekend before, but then the place was rented out for a wedding. So then we ultimately decided to do it on my weekend. There was all these strangers who felt like they had to wish me a happy birthday. And I was like, please, no, go
It's
and have
not.
fun. It's not really. It's not about that. I'm not going to be so egocentric to 400 people, most of whom I don't even know at
But
my
still
birthday.
celebrating your royalty, your highness.
Yeah. So yeah.
So it was a very unexpected surprise to have this kind of boom of a Just 1 year.
I suppose it was unexpected when we like started thinking about the first edition, but then once it happened, it was so good, and it was everybody had such a good time that I think we started having a feeling of where it could go.
Do you have some kind of precise moment when you're like, oh my God, we are really gonna do this. It's really happening. And did it came also with a little bit of fear of being like, okay, we're committing to such a big thing? Or it was just like more a slow process?
Well, no, I suppose every year there's a bit that feeling of like, right, there's a month left and it's happening again, whether we're ready for it or not. And, you know, I'm mostly in charge of Instagram and communication, and we have the countdown posts. And so you do realize, you know, once you have like 2 months left and you still have to post like the live stage and who's coming to DJ and who's gonna curate, and you have to like give all these different announcements, and you're not posting enough. Like, wow, it's like there's really like 2 months left, and people are asking me stuff that I'm gonna have to then post on Instagram. Yeah, it's just like you realize how, you know, time really does fly. And, you know, the more something becomes elaborate, the more obviously there's so many things to think about, and actually not as much time as one would think.
As always, actually.
Yeah.
But regarding the team, I can imagine that that kind of festival, which is so polyedric and has so many... Do not. You cheater!
I'm listening to you.
No,
Yes,
you're
I
watching
swear.
to my wonderful new diary, new one we bought together. So, like, regarding the team, I can imagine that since you have such a variety in your festival, it's like if you come to the Carlone, you are not expecting like just music festival. As you said, you have a gallery, cinema, and all those kinds of artistic forms. Your team, it's a whole year-round team, and it's consisted of how many people and how many roles, since you said you were dedicated mostly to communications and social media. Like, how does it work?
So, well, there's a lot of different teams, of course. I'm more in the communication and graphic department, and then we all try to touch base and know what's going on in every single department, of course. But this year we did manage to like really divide them a bit more, also because we are so many. Like, we had an organization like team dinner in December, and I think it was like 20 of us, and we were like already making mind maps. So definitely you have to, you know, team up, otherwise it's going to be too hard to communicate. And that's I think the thing that we really managed to I suppose, emphasize from the first years, like the fact that it's really not just about the music. And even if the music has grown a lot and there's so many more people coming, and even internationally, there is, you know, an art gallery. Oh God,
Living through my fingers all the time.
See, I told you we were gonna sing. There is an art gallery, and there's so many artists, like visual artists, coming to this year. We had so many artists from the Netherlands coming, and they like literally came by van with like 100 paintings. So people are really eager, and we had like such an intense film selection where again people's films got rejected, which is crazy. And so it is becoming more meticulous as well, even in like the choice of who's gonna participate in not just the music department. People also start really understanding that you if you come and if you buy a ticket, you're gonna come to also see those things. And I think even with the cinema, it really started last year in edition number 2. First year there wasn't that many people, and then last year, and it's really pretty because it's in a deconsecrated church.
Oh wow!
And that takes place. So actually, it's quite small, so it fills pretty quickly. Last year, oh my God, it started raining like on the Friday. So it starts on the Friday, and it started raining Friday afternoon. So everything was a mess. We were not expecting on July 4th.
4th of July.
4th of July, yeah.
Happy birthday, America.
And me.
You.
But mostly, America. But we weren't expecting rain like at all. So then people were, seeking refuge and just entered the cinema. And so it was brilliant because it was so packed, and it worked out really well because then people really started
watching the movie. I think that's actually a very cool thing, because maybe people are attracted to one of those attractions that you offer, and then by being in the same place, which I saw, it's gigantic, but in festival terms you're like always wandering around, and it's always like a discovery. In 3 days you will end up like going from a place to another, and maybe getting interested in another thing that you weren't considering, maybe also
Yeah.
thanks to external.
Yeah. No, but definitely. And the place is really big and it's not dispersive as in it's easy to get lost, but it
Yeah.
is really big and it never seems like there are as many people as there actually are just because it's so big. And we don't want to add more people because for now the festival is designed for a certain
Yeah.
capacity,
Which is around,
which is around 500.
yeah, which is like an immense crowd for
Yeah,
like
it is.
a-
But
a
you'd be
newborn
surprised. Like most of my friends were asking me, "Are you sure there's like 500 people here?" Well, we
Yeah.
had 500 bracelets that finished. So unless someone
So-
lost some of the bracelets,
Can you imagine
um,
like on the road
yeah.
dispersing?
no, that would be terrible.
But like always team wise, I think that having a team of 20 people for a festival, it's like such a huge number because coordinating 20 heads, it's not easy. And also requires a lot of
20 boys, basically.
Can we have some
God.
dramatic music?
Yeah.
No, but also coordinating 20 hands slash boys also requires a lot of adapting. Do you think that in your group there's like the, I don't know, the Pope, the saint that puts all together to a certain kind of unite line, gives like a peaceful...
No, there's a lot of really peaceful people. Actually, I'm probably
Thank God.
the one less
20 firecrackers.
No, that would be no. I'm me and someone else. I don't know if I can name names.
You can name them.
I think the people who will be watching that know me best probably know who I mean. But I think
You know, guys.
there's me and someone else who are like tend to get a bit more agitated.
Agitated. You said you consider yourself
Yeah.
agitated.
Some would say, but otherwise, I think some of the most of the guys are so, mellow and sweet and are really open to listening and discussion. And yeah, I think honestly they're all great.
That's amazing because that becomes like your family. Since you told me it's like a whole year-round project, like they're not off seasons because you're off season. So when you don't have the festival is when you actually put on a lot of the work.
Yeah,
So it has to involve a certain kind of connection in between you guys. Were you all friends before the Carlone or?
Well, that's the best part, I think. Like, if I think of the immediate people of the group of the festival team, like, yes, we were friends, but we weren't like we sort of just knew each other. We weren't that close, at least like meet with them. So it really did.
I wanted to ask you, like on site, how do you deal? Because like 500 people is a lot of people. Like, how do you deal with the crowd and also like safety and care? We don't just leave them running wild like wild beasts.
Yeah.
That's a way.
We do take inspiration from Woodstock 99 train wreck, so just let them be.
So you just like, it's like your core idea.
No.
Let them run
Actually,
wild.
I'm joking. Obviously, security is super important.
Be safe,
Hence,
kids.
This year, really important addition was the care team.
Wow.
Which
Was
is a
giving
group
you
of volunteers.
skincares and hair care.
No, but it's super
Pedicure for free.
mani and pedicures for anyone who wanted.
If it's Saturday at 4 p.m., you're tired of dancing, free massage.
Exactly.
At corner 5.
Exactly. No. So basically, I recruited on Instagram. I mean, we decided to have a group of volunteers, try to recruit a group of
Maquites.
volunteers. Yes, I'm popular.
Popular.
Another song now. In order to have a sort of serene
Non-Woodstock 99 vibe.
yeah, because nothing ever happened in the past editions, but as you grow in numbers, because so we did gain at least 100 people from last year, you have to take like some measures. And since we don't have any staff, real staff, because again, it's just a community of friends and we take care of already so many things, we decided to have a care team, so two people that are always on shift and are available to like talk if you feel overwhelmed or unsafe, and can do first aid.
Oh, that's very nice.
Bring water around and keep things clean and tidy. And it's really interesting because when I posted the stories to recruit these volunteers,
Yeah.
I had like literally zero expectations that anyone was gonna answer me, and I was ready to just like have to do it myself and force a friend of mine to be there
Tiny,
with
tiny Narina
for
taking
like
care of
10 hours.
500.
And this maybe says something not so good about myself that I had zero expectations. But actually, like, there was such an eager response. Everybody was responding to my stories, like, yes, I already do this at festival. I love it, looking out for people. Absolutely. And, you would get obviously a discounted ticket price and like a free drink or something depending on whatever. So many people replied, and I don't know. When you so many people reply, and when you acknowledge people's eagerness and willingness to contribute and participate in whatever way they can, and be, I suppose, less selfless. Well, it really does make you want to. It's always a step towards selflessness, I think, and it's really so wonderful and heartwarming to see how much people really do care about other people. Even if sometimes we forget about it and we feel like we're each on our own tracks and we're so individualized.
This simple act of kindness is like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
But on this note of selflessness, I think that particularly struck me of your festival is that kind of idea of fun, this like passion-driven project that's just about letting other people have fun. Just like producing an immense and beautiful like global experience that revolves around different topics that just not for your own profit, so that it has not like a selfish goal, but it's actually towards the people and for the people that are there
For the people.
to ensure that they are actually having fun. Like, how do you explain this? Because it's very honorable
Well,
value.
I think, and that's also why people become, like, that's why in the week after the festival, which is this week that we've just passed, I've received like at least 20 messages saying, well, that was, some of the best days of my life, because it comes across that there's no monetary
Double end.
end to this, and it's so rare. Like, it's just so rare to have people work on their free time the whole year round just to create 3 days for people to have fun for literally no other like reason other than a really profound sense of community. So it is really rare, and I think it comes across in how we put this together and in the love we have for it, and that's why then people come back the next year so thrilled, like, just, either contribute with their own ideas or give a hand, or just like come on the Friday like with their friends ready to get things started. And it's so fun, and it's, I don't know, like, if you think about it in today's day and age, how many events are not for profit, and not many.
Not
We live in
exactly.
London as well. Like, yeah, you literally pay to like walk
To
down the
breathe.
road. So
To breathe.
I
5
don't know.
pounds.
It does feel like a breath of fresh air, and yeah.
Because like it's interesting, like me and Nay are basically together every day for at least 8 hours a day, and I saw. Can you believe it? It's like I'm doing a social service. I don't know if in my past life I did something wrong to have this kind of punishment, but still, I was saying something nice, but I'm not gonna say it anymore.
No, say it.
So like we are together like literally 8 hours a day, and I saw her like all year round, but especially in the last, I think, 4 months, that when we had even like just 5 minutes or in between class or after class, before class, like each time she had like 2 minutes spare, she was always on her iPad doing stuff for social media, calling the others of the team. Like they
Should have been an influencer.
like sorry.
I don't know what I'm doing with my
What the
life.
fuck are you doing, girl? Just shut your career and start influencing.
Yeah.
But like I can imagine, like I saw her how she works hard for this project, and I can imagine how beautiful it can be the outcome if if all the 20 people are just this passionate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some of them are even more passionate. It's crazy, yeah.
That doesn't put you in a good light.
No, but what I mean is, like, yeah, there's like a few of them, like Fede and Carlo, and I
Lo
mean,
Fede and Carlo.
I mean, Diego, the one who does her graphics, he's been brilliant as well, because he's like completely revolutionized our Instagram, and he really joined this year the team.
Yeah.
But he's created like a brilliant logo, and he just really managed to give like visualize the spirit of
Yeah.
the festival, which it's so hard, you know, and I don't think any of us could have really done it. Good job to these guys, and they literally put like their heart and soul and every single minute that they have in it.
And also, in addition to heart, passion, and time, I think that involves, at least from what I saw, like a so high level of skill. Like, if we are allowed to put some clips, if you have videos, we can allow to put them on the video.
Maybe. Yes.
Like,
I think
that's
we
such a
have.
level, just the lights, the setting, it was just like so high end that it's
No,
so
because
uncanny.
the red light designers are, I think, the best in the world. I expect you all to come to see them next year. They are literally like the clips wouldn't even like render anything or
Yeah.
really make you understand, because wow, they're insane.
So good job. Good job, Carlone team.
Yeah, indeed.
Like, so I think that with this collective, you're just like every year so pushed to do more. Like, even if you just finished the festival, are you already
Oh my god.
on
Yeah,
on
literally.
the chasing
No, but
new
literally we
objectives?
finished on Monday. No, we finished on Sunday actually. And then on Monday there was some people talking about next year's stage and we're gonna put it there and that's not gonna happen. And I'm like, guys, I'm on 3 hours. Let's talk about it on Tuesday.
Could be like me on a random Monday with no sleep at all.
Yeah, exactly. She doesn't sleep. God, you could just come, you know, sober
Yeah.
and it'd be fine.
And
Just-
do like the care team for
Yeah, oh my
72
God.
hours straight.
Oh my god.
Running
What
wild.
are you doing next July?
I'm at the Carlone Festival
Brilliant. You shouldn't come too.
doing interviews. Are you having fun? No, actually, I'm not.
Would you rate this out of 10? 3, 4.
A good 2.5.
Oh no. Oh no.
Also, I think that regarding the care team, since everything feels so personal, like it's not just about looking after the people that are there, of course, but can we just talk about the venue? Like that insane venue, it has
Yeah.
to be properly looked after because
Yeah.
it's such an amazing villa. I can imagine 500 people, if they are not like well behaved, what they can do to that kind of spot. No, right?
Yeah. No, I think.
Have you ever managed?
I mean, last year we spent like. Poor Cadlo, because then eventually we left, but he stayed there, and I think he spent like the whole month of July just picking up cigarettes from
So, Carlo,
from
we
the
get that
field.
you're the saint of the group.
Yeah, well, he's definitely the gardener of the group and the homeowner, of course. The villa is, I mean, it's beautiful and it's really perfect for this sort of event, and it's a bit magical. It's got like
Pictures.
pictures. It's got forest that is full of like absurd little statues, and it feels really
Oh.
enchanted. But I saw this year I encountered there was 2 people on shift at the care team, and I think it was like 2 in the morning. And I was like, "Hi guys, how's it going? Is everything all right?" And they were going around picking up trash, and they were like, "Yes, you know." One girl said, "Yes, picking up trash and just going around picking up trash has been the funnest thing of the festival so far." I really hope that she meant it in a good way. She had like the biggest smile on her face, and also I think her shift partner, they got on like really well. So I think she meant it really in a good way. But I do hope ultimately.
Can you imagine that the funniest part is picking up the trash? Yeah, it's finally ended.
But it's actually, oh my god, it was so much cleaner than last year, because you know the care team is there, and hopefully, you know, we hope that as few people as possible come in need of help or assistance. So because they have a lot of free time, we were always just saying, you know, keep things clean.
Yeah, that's very cool. And I have another question that's like just for you personally.
Because we are living in a material world, and I am a material girl.
So, since we said that you're apparently the founder but the least passionate about this project, and we're joking.
Some of my teammates are probably saying, yes, that's right.
Guys,
no,
you-
that's
you-
true. That's not true.
I will interview you,
and I'm-
not her. Don't worry.
No, exactly. Next time you can call them.
But
Okay.
yeah, since like it's just like a melting, a union of 20 hearts beating towards the same goal. Do you feel now that the festival is something that's just part of your identity? Or do you still feel like something?
I do.
I do.
I do.
Let's explain what this is.
Yeah, this is my birthday gift, which is a ring with the festival logo for my friends, and I love it.
So,
So I am officially married to.
not the person with the
Um,
festival.
Yeah. What did you ask? I forgot.
Naughty. Literally, goldfish memory. No, I was like, do you feel right now that the festival is just so steeped in your personality that is just part of your identity? Or do you still feel it as something you work towards, like as something external at you?
Well, I think it's definitely a part of me. I think it's a part of everyone who work on it, even if really a tiny bit. And it's always gonna be there. And I'm so happy it started, and I really want it to grow. And I hope I can celebrate my next 15 birthdays there. And just so grateful and so happy that it's happening. And of course, we have our lives apart from that and everything that goes on in our day-to-day life. But whenever I'm on the tube on my commute home and exhausted by the everyday
7 hours
lifeness of, routine, it's such a good, like, thinking about ways that I can better next year's edition is such a healthy form of escapism.
Yeah. It's like your safe space. You
Yeah.
refugee, you're like, you take rest in that place.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
Definitely. And I think we all do. And I think that's why it's so beautiful and so wholesome. And that's why I think there should be so many more things like that. But obviously it's just easier said than done. So.
But I think that as you and the rest of the team are so creative also in your lives, like you're an actress, each one of you like does something different as their main job. Still having something that makes you so passionate as a project and towards you devote so much time and so much effort and so much energy is still something very special.
Yeah.
Very special and wonderful.
And also now we're actresses, but I studied communication in uni.
Hopefully.
So it's good to put that into practice.
Yeah, can imagine.
Right.
Let's make
But
that
it
degree
is-
worth it.
Let's
Worth
make that
the money.
freaking degree worth it. God, spending all that time on Instagram and looking at these followers stats is, I don't know if it's my cup of tea, but it's definitely like teaching me something.
Let's talk about it. We cannot like unchain our projects, especially if they are creative, from social media. There's such a vital part of the project.
Although, like, even if I can't even remember who it was exactly, but like, I think last year someone told me, why don't we do a tick profile? And I was like, absolutely not. I don't, that we do have a big TikToker, and nothing against TikTokers or TikTok, it's a means of expression
She
as
hates
anything.
us.
I don't. You can also find one way of reaching out to people, and you don't then
Yeah.
have to like sell yourself to anything
Exactly.
available.
Exactly.
Because it doesn't necessarily benefit like the production of your image at all.
Exactly.
And
Because
as we have seen with the documentary earlier, of then just like having to make everything more commercial and more transactional, I suppose, isn't necessarily the objective of this.
Exactly. Like, I think that in our society, we tend to, like, the general idea of having a personal project is to have it on a worldwide scale. Like, if you don't do it on a worldwide scale, that it feels like it's not worth doing, which is absolutely what we do not believe in. And as you said, you target your niche.
Do it for the gram.
You target your niche. Like, you don't have like commercial format. You offer a different kind of non-lucrative, wholesome experience. So you just like fit
For
your
sure,
channels.
for sure. And even when people come to the festival, don't spend time on your phones. You know what I mean? Like keep it
that's
there for safety, and if you like need it, but just be in the moment
Yeah.
for like 3 days in your year.
It's like a way of escapism in that kind of fairy tale, fairy forest, surrounded by art and people that are just most likely like-minded. And what's your take on phones at festivals?
Oh yeah, it's. I mean, they're obviously if you need them to stay.
Alive. Up to 3
It's
days of
like
sleep.
someone-
It's advice. Air tags.
AirTags.
We should have air tags and no phones.
No,
So
but
we-
even someone who's really a really sweet person sent me a whole list of things that I can work on. And amongst these things, there was like a power bank. supply of like, but we already have plugs like available. There's like
Okay.
20 of them. So they were like, yeah, just buy whatever, like 50 power banks and then rent them out. Just, I don't know. I feel like obviously it's important, but it's just 2 days, you know, it's
Yeah.
2 short days. Charge your phone when you need to, but don't have this, you know,
Overuse
it is a really safe space, and it's not that big, and it's not that dispersive, and it's just fine to get a bit lost.
Yeah.
And
It's like exactly like the bottom line is that you're in a safe confined space. It's
Yeah.
like nothing harmful or
And there's
like
always
that nothing bad will happen to you.
maximum 2 stages going on at the same time, you know.
Yeah. So if like even worst case scenario, what could happen? Like you lose your friends, but you can meet new ones. Get what I mean?
Exactly.
And not just friends.
Actually, so many couples were born from this festival.
So no dating gaps. Just go to Carlone.
No, but literally, it's insane. I feel like it's become everyone's anniversary, and so many long-standing couples. Like some of my friends from different countries actually have met there like 3 years ago. No, 2 years ago. But still, it's so impressive.
fuck inch.
So if you're looking for someone,
Let's go to Carlone. No, but on the note of being a little bit nicher, like having your target, I think that the main festival culture in the last few years, if you look at like the big gigantic festivals, it's just like a status. Like I just go to the festival just to tick a box, just to be like, okay, I went to that festival without even considering the experience, like without naming festivals in particular, but it's more about talking about going to the festival than actually living it, whereas your project feels totally on the other side of this concept, where it's just about experiencing and be there in the moment and truly absorbing everything that's happening around you.
yeah, you know, like I think what you just said about these festivals really being just a logo that you put on
Yeah.
your to-do list, I think it's just a representation of, you know, consumer society, and where it's how the world is today. It's a brand. It's like anything else. Like you're being sold a product. If you go to these enormous, like gigantic festivals, obviously you're not going for the experience of genuine like connection to someone. You're
Yeah.
going to, well, either for a big concert, but also it is a very transactional like experience.
And it's actually a shame that everything feels so transactional that actually spoils the fun.
Well, it depends also who, like, what sort of artists you call to play.
Yeah.
Because so many artists, and as we well know, actors are just a product, really. And just by having their name on something, it makes like it adds
Value.
specific value to whatever, whether it's a movie or a festival or whatever it is, you know. So really, I think it really is all in the choice of like who you call into play and what sort of ideals either they bring with it or even just implicated like meaning. Yeah, like if for a huge festival they called a whatever artist who has a specific message behind what he does rather than Justin Bieber, obviously it would mean something completely. But we live in a world of brands and products, and it is how it works, and it's just good to sometimes not have it work like that.
So nice. Personal question. If you could book an artist, dead or alive, who would you book to have at your festival?
Well, now I've made myself sound super niche, but like the Beatles.
I don't know. Let me.
Sorry, but who wouldn't call the Beatles? I don't know.
I can name some festivals. The Beatles could be a little bit out of context. Ultra Festival, Sebastian Ingrosso, Avicii, and the Beatles. Can you imagine?
Let me think.
Like, and since you have such a wide range of artists, you can choose in between like actor, cinematographer, singer, DJ. You can choose whoever you want.
It's like Kiss, Marry, Kill again.
Yeah. Dead or alive. I'm give you a wider
I'll think about it and then you can add it in later.
Yep. Okay. Another question I have for you. What is the moment of the festival that makes all the stress worth it? And everybody
can't
goes
say.
away. We can cut this question if you don't like it.
No, it's fine. Well, there's like this insane thrill on Friday afternoon when everybody starts. Right. Oh my God. I don't think there's anything like it because then and it's always like when the live music is about to start, it normally starts around 7 p.m. So when everybody's arriving and the live bands are doing sound checks, it's so thrilling. Oh my God.
And you're like,
Yeah, let's get this party started.
and regarding the lesson learned, what if you can say? What would you?
Anyone can
The whistle. That's what they say. Easy. What would be like the lesson learned? No, what would be like the lesson learned from this year that you will definitely implement in the new next version, and which were the unexpected surprises that you will bring in the new
I'm not
edition?
gonna tell you the surprises. Obviously, you're gonna have to come.
The unexpected surprises that you had in this edition,
Oh.
that you will definitely bring in the next one. Something that you haven't planned that happened and that you will definitely bring in.
That we haven't planned.
Maybe something nice. The lesson learned. No, everything was so perfect.
A lesson learned, yes. Haven't planned that did happen. I think most of it's a good question, but I think everything.
Of
that
course, it's a
did-
good question.
Of
I
course,
did it.
Such a brilliant interview.
Work.
I think everything sort of was planned, but lesson learned. Lesson learned.
Nothing. We had nothing to learn.
Let me think.
I'll let you think.
Well, sort of logistical stuff, like for me, because obviously everybody is gonna have some lessons that they learned, but because I didn't, take care of the music and stuff, every department surely has stuff that went wrong. But for me, in terms of what I learned that is gonna definitely be different, is be a lot more punctual with like Instagram deadlines and announcement deadlines. Growing in terms of social media even more, and organizing a bit more precisely the volunteering team. But it was the first year, so obviously it was a little bit more.
Round of applause for your humble.
And then maybe Tupac, Elizabeth Taylor,
As guests, as like the one that you would bring as
Anthony Hopkins, and Kneecap. Skirt.
we can actually book Anthony Hopkins. Just
Yeah.
send him a DM. Hey Anthony, if you're looking
Hey,
at this
Anthony.
episode, come to the Carlone.
Yeah.
On the last note of the Carlone, and then I will give you a last personal questions and I will leave you to your things.
Finally,
What's the future of the Carlone?
A bright future.
But no spoilers.
A very rich future. No, I'm kidding.
Of the Carlone.
I don't know. I think the best has yet to come.
So you just have an open mind of
You
whoever.
have an open mind. Yeah, you have to. I think you have to keep an open mind, You have to be ready for things to change and new people to bring new ideas and to grow, but to always sort of maintain a principle of why you're doing it and a sense of community. And as long as you have that, I think it can expand in any direction.
That's amazing.
I'm very wise.
Who said that?
Mommy.
Beep, beep, beep. Last but not least, what would you tell someone who has a project but it's too scared to stop?
Don't do it.
Why are you doing it?
Just don't. I'm like the opposite of Nike. Just don't.
It's too much trouble.
I suppose it depends what it is. I think it's super complicated in a world that has become so filled with content and means of creating content. So much of any medium, really, whether it's photography, from radio, from like podcast or film or whatever medium it is, it has become so much harder to make something that is meaningful, just because it's become so much easier to make it that anyone does make it. So I think find like my I guess naive advice would be to find something meaningful to say and be sure that what you're doing is at least contributing in a beneficial way the world. Or your world. It doesn't have to be the whole entire world. But yeah.
That was very sweet. But I will add a thing to what you said. Like, yeah, it's easier to create creative content because of the means that are at our disposal. But it's actually harder in a way because there's like a blueprint. Like, everyone has done pretty much everything. So like creating from scratch and don't like just copy and paste from something else is something that requires an effort that not everybody is ready to embark on.
Take effort, you know. It's not like they used to not take effort. They've always, like, good things have always taken effort.
Exactly.
And it's just that now it's actually it takes very little effort to create anything at all. So that's why the competition has risen, and it's just become a lot harder and faster. And that's why if you can find a meaningful way of creating a voice in whatever field it is,
Yeah.
then good luck. Trust yourself, but you have to put a lot of effort in it, you know. And don't think that you don't just because creating a video or recording a podcast or doing whatever the hell it is easier than it used to be, because it's a double blazed sword.
Exactly. I'm just like a huge promoter of hard work above everything
she is.
else.
Jesus Christ. Try being in a class with her. Teacher.
Teacher, me. No. I guess that we reach an end to this amazing conversation.
How
Don't
much are you
think?
paying me?
I just cut your hair,
She did just got my.
did your eyelashes, and just like bear your personality. I think that's just what I do. Just being so kind.
A
And
gift to the privileged, Freddie.
But yeah, thank you so much, Ne, for this wonderful talk.
You are so welcome, babies.
Thank you. So from me, Ne, and Totoro, we wish you a wonderful day.
And a Merry Christmas.
And Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and see you next July at Carlone.
Yes, indeed.
Bye in the next episode of Cafe Disco.